Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are about to continue our foray into the Wedding Crashers. Let's go. We're playing some Phoenix Wright Spirit of Justice DLC case. First time going through it. Let's talk to the groom to be, as uncooperative as he has been proven to show. Anyway,
You know, he kind of reminds me of Marth.
a little bit with the hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I kind of see it. Excuse me, but we'll be representing Ellen in court tomorrow. So, could we ask you about the case?
Should I do him?
If you want to.
Sure.
Where's my... What the... Not interested? Not interested? How can you say something like that? This is about your fiancée. She's under arrest, you know.
The diameter of the airship approximately 80 feet. The amount of energy necessary to move the matter comprised that of...
I'm not pressing anything.
I know.
Yeah. He's off in his own little world. I can't believe he said he was not interested in talking about his own bride's arrest. We'll just have to talk on his level then, with something he might be interested in. Well, he said he said the airship, right? So, maybe the timekeeper? No.
Yeah, I think this just about confirms our suspicions from last time.
Oh, wait. Is it the pendant? Yeah.
Yeah, I think this all but confirms our suspicions about this character.
He does feel very on the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you feel like he would be taking this a little bit like it's about, you know, the woman you love. But we'll see where we go. Could you take a look at this?
Is that Ellen's?
Ellen told us that she traveled through time during the incident. She said it happened after she made a wish on this pendant.
You mean to say you two are Ellen's lawyers?
Yes. I just told you that a minute ago.
Sorry, I was lost in thought.
I wasn't even listening. Oh boy. He's not at all what I expected, based on Ellen's gushing testimonial anyway. We'd like to ask you about Ellen's case, if you don't mind.
I don't know a thing about it, so why don't you go ask the police?
In other words, not interested. This guy is the worst. Now I feel sorry for poor Ellen. In that case, can I ask you about how Ellen traveled through time?
Go on.
Guess that got your attention. So, is time travel really even possible?
Yes, it is possible.
Alrighty then.
At the same time, it is also impossible. The pendant I gave Ellen is not supposed to operate as a time machine by itself.
What do you mean?
The timekeeper, the clock that we had displayed in the reception hall. That is the body of the time machine. The pendant is simply a part.
That clock was the murder weapon, wasn't it? But it's a time machine too?
What Ellen experienced is akin to traveling down a road by car key. Physically and metaphysically, it should be impossible. Unless, maybe the quantum system inside somehow accidentally interfered with the natural flow of the fourth dimension.
We're losing him again. Maybe we better ask him some more about the time machine. So you've been researching time travel, have you?
Moving through space-time continuum would be the man's ultimate means of travel.
Time travel is a mode of transportation.
Since the dawn of time, man has developed multifarious methods of transportation. Horses, steam engines, gas engines, airplanes, spaceships. But they are all fundamentally similar in that they constitute three-dimensional movement. Travel through the space-time continuum would shift mankind into a new paradigm. I'm trying to keep his, like, emotional...
No, that's good. That feels like that would be his emotional state.
Yeah. What? Oh, I fixed the game. It didn't change from Redead. Oh, thank you.
Red Dead.
Yeah, Red Dead.
Yeah. I don't know why, Nick, but I'm getting awfully sleepy all of a sudden. I know it's because he's using big words.
For generations, Sprocket Aviation has advanced the development of transportation. Therefore, it's only natural that I would research time travel as man's next great leap. Can I be redead? No!
Oh, is he done? So what exactly does all that stuff he was saying mean, Nick? Well, basically, it's like taking a hamburger joint and adding a drive-through to it, I guess. Oh, I get it. It's the same burger, but with a quicker and more efficient delivery service. So what Soren really wants to do is launch humanity into the future.
Launch, not lunch.
But do you really believe that time travel is possible?
It only becomes truly impossible when man stops daring to believe. Besides, time travelers do exist, you know. But you wouldn't understand.
Did you hear that, Nick? Time travelers really do exist. All I know is Soren isn't the easiest guy to wrap your head around. Oh, I don't know. The way he talks, it's full of hope for the future. He's more passionate than I thought, too. When it comes to inventions, anyway.
Faye, you can't be a redead because...
Oh, for Pete's sake.
We're gonna take a quick break, folks.
Sorry about that. Something just came up. It's something that I'll have to check into in a little bit, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, his apparent lack of concern for Ellen is troubling, though. So, I heard that the rest of the Sprocket family was opposed to your marriage. What are your thoughts on that? Master Soren, it is time for your meeting on next term's project.
Nice shoulder pat, bro.
Hey.
Sorry, pauldron.
No, you're... What is this? Daydreaming about your inventions again? Tut tut, you are the future president. You must consider the business side too.
It's alive!
It is I found Soren. Send the car over at once.
I'm not interested.
Okay, so now he's not Marth, he's Cloud. Oh, Master Soren, you do give me quite the headache at times. In any case, your attendant is waiting. Please go to him now.
I have a strong suspicion it's that guy.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, where are my manners? My name is Pierce Nickety. Please call me Pierce.
Persnickety.
Yep. I am the Sprocket family butler. Nick, a butler? I didn't know they actually still existed. I thought they were just on TV and stuff.
Goodness. Kill this Sephiroth butler.
And who might you be?
He looks less like a Sephiroth character and more like a character that would fit in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
A little bit. He does kind of have Sephiroth's hair in the front, a little bit.
Yeah, but the zigzag makes me think more Yu-Gi-Oh!
A little bit, yeah.
His full English name may be a reference to the word persnickety, which can mean a fussy or precise person, referencing it to his former occupation as a surgeon.
Oh.
Pierce may also reference it. Sorry.
A little bit too much spoiling.
Anyway, and who might you be, if you don't mind my asking? Wait. Oh, I'm Phoenix Wright, Ellen Wyatt's lawyer. And I'm his assistant, Maya Fey. I'm a spirit medium. Oh. So it is you. I am most grateful to you for taking on Miss Ellen's defense. You have my sincerest thanks. Don't mention it. So, hey, speaking of the case, one moment, please. Wow, what a beautiful pocket watch. Oh, this? It's just a bit of a good luck charm. That's one expensive good luck charm. But I guess it makes sense, knowing the time is pretty important in his line of work. So I guess that pocket watch is as important to him as my attorney's badge is to me. There is a little time before I must attend to Master Soren again. Why not come to Sprocket Manor? Huh? You mean to Soren's home? As a token of appreciation for taking on Miss Ellen's defense, I would like to serve you most delicate tea and refreshments. Oh boy, Nick, a fancy high society tea party with high-class snacks and everything. And what about the investigation? Are you kidding? What better place to investigate next than Soren's house? I don't know. Do you really think his house is going to give us any new leads? Of course it will! I say we take the butler up on his kind offer and go to Soren's place. All right, you win.
Yay, food! I mean, investigations!
I'm going, you're not.
Yeah!
Very, very good. To Sprocket Manor, then. Doodle-loo-loo-loo. The foyer. September 21st, Sprocket Manor foyer. Wow, this place does not disappoint. Ooh, I'm so excited. Whoa, slow down, Maya. The mansion isn't going anywhere. Now then, we won't have to worry about anyone untoward eavesdropping here.
Pierce him with your pointy hair. What?
Pierce. I mean, like, pointy as in piercing?
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just like, who's pointy? Oh, right.
Yeah. I take it you wanted to ask me some questions? Huh? That's why you invited us here? I am sorry to have tricked you like this, but this is a murder after all. I couldn't talk openly about it in public and risk sullying the Sprocket family's reputation. Aw, and I was really looking forward to all those fancy snacks, too. There, Maya. Don't cry. This Pierce guy is one shrewd man. Hey, Nick, look at that cute vintage radio. Radio? Oh, that thing over there under the stuffed bull's head? I'm gonna take a closer look. Yeah, that's about right for Maya. I thought I told you to settle down. Literally everything you touch breaks.
Right, or right. Which right is left or right?
Left? Oh, no. I'm sorry. Everything I touch dies! Not to worry.
That's kind of cool.
Wow, that little mech fixed it right up. I'm not only the butler, but I'm also Sprocket Aviation's repair department director. One might say that patching things up is my specialty. That was incredible! What is that little doohickey on your shoulder, anyway? It's my fixer-upper shoulder tech. Shoulder tech. I love it.
Oh,
Master Soren made it. It has too many features and functions to effectively enumerate at the moment. That's so cool. I wish I had one of those.
Enumerate basically means to go into great detail.
Fixing things is a simple matter, but fixing people is a different matter. Even a skilled physician can't bring back the dead. Oh, but forgive me. I seem to have gotten sidetracked. You must be in shock over Mr. Bloomsbury's death. Okay, that kind of does imply that he's a physician, because like that sounds like he's speaking from personal experience.
Yeah.
Still, I do need to ask him some questions about this. I should take a look around and see what I can find out about him too. Alright, we'll talk first.
No.
Right, well. There is something on the floor that's kind of...
matter.
I guess it doesn't.
Because it, like, if it leads to the same conclusion, but like anyway, a About the incident Miss Ellen was arrested for. Do you think she did it? Well, I can't prove it yet, but no, I don't think she could have done it. I guess you could call it a gut feeling. I see. I guess we have different opinions. Do we? The prosecution says that when Bloomsbury attacked Miss Ellen, she fought back and ended up killing him. I agree with this perspective. Or rather, that is the consensus of the entire Sprocket family. Even so, I heard an interesting story from Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. I heard that the Sprocket family had tried to pressure the prosecutor's office into burying this case. I fear you are mistaken. What we all sought was merely a legal consultation. Besides, none of it matters now, as she is no longer a part of this family.
What?
Fortunately for us, that they had yet to get their marriage license before holding the banquet. So basically, once they realized they couldn't sway the prosecution, they cut her loose.
Wow.
I realize how callous I must sound. But my duty is to protect the Sprocket family, and more specifically, Sprocket Aviation's future and Master Soren, whose genius is essential to the company. I will do anything to achieve that goal. Anything? That is my job as the Sprocket family butler. Anything?
Uh-huh. Hey, look, it looks like my money was, my guess
So,
might be
are
off.
they really going to be doing it was the butler? The butler did it? Okay. Well, still too early to tell, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Because, you know, he is just saying, like...
Too early to tell, but it is starting to sway in that direction.
Yeah, I'm just like, we're all, like, bombastic side-eye right now. You know, I think Pierce and Mr. Edgeworth would get along really well, don't you think? Yeah, I could easily picture Edgeworth with a butler. and not the one from the Gatewater Hotel that brings him tea every now and then. Oh, and by the way, I suppose I should tell you about this as well. It's about when the members of the extended family and I discovered the crime. Did Ellen say anything to you about traveling through time? I find it weird that he pulls the glass out and not the actual, like, monocle itself. That is a little weird, but okay. She must have been delirious. There is no need to take such a claim seriously. Soren himself said that time travel was possible. Master Soren said that. It sounds like he is still stuck in the past. He's psychologically stuck, I take it? Excuse me. What is it? See. I believe I told you the madam will be having milk tea. Still, have lemon slices at the ready just in case. We must not disappoint her, understand? You sure are busy. All in a day's work. Still, we really do need Master Sprocken to start. Soren? Sprocken? I combined the two names by accident. I'm sorry. Delirium is a hell of a drug. Anyway, to start focusing on the business side of things soon. Could you tell us about that thing you mentioned about Soren's past? There is something in Master Soren's past that he wishes he could change. Please forgive me. This isn't something I should be sharing with strangers. Now I really want to know what Soren is still hung up on. And I'm not talking about that phone. It was something after the reception. Some of the master's relatives and I went to clean up the reception, and that is when we saw it.
Faye says, do you mean Shelly the killer or a different butler? When you were talking about a butler serving...
No, I'm talking about the butler at the Gatewater Hotel. Specifically the one from Turnabout Sisters. The one that, like, swore the affidavit that it was Red White in the room. The one that was obsessed with April's kiss of him and hid the fact that Red White was in the room because of Edgeworth.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no. That was the one I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, that happy-go-lucky guy.
Yeah. I know that was way back in the first game, but I feel like it's appropriate because we will be revisiting that for Rise from the Ashes. A woman standing in front of the victim with the bloody murder weapon in her hand. It was none other than Miss Ellen. Yeah, okay. That doesn't mean much. First of all, it doesn't have blood on it, from what we can tell.
Yeah.
And second of all, she did mention that she was just walking by when she witnessed
Not to
it.
mention a nice white dress like that would pick up anything.
Yeah. But Pierce, it wasn't what it looked like. That's right. She just happened to find the body. I do not know what Miss Ellen has told you, but what we witnessed was unmistakably the moment immediately after the death had been committed. I mean, that's a fair point. You can't really disprove it, but at the same time, we can't prove it either. And that is what I told the police who came in response to my call. I see. So Pierce was the one who reported it to the police, huh? Now we know. So there's a few things that caught my attention. Excuse me, but there's a card here on the floor. Well, look at that. It's a Flying Chapel key card. The Flying Chapel? What areas of the Flying Capital require a key card, if I may ask? Mostly areas we want to keep the public out of, such as the staff room and the hold, which is chock full of machinery. It's a flying leader. So you can't enter those areas without a key card. That's right. This one here belongs to Ellen. Wait, what's Ellen's key card? Whoop. Did Ellen come back here after the incident occurred? I don't believe so. And she was arrested by the police straight away this morning. Although, there was a strange man with a gaudy jacket in here earlier. Was that man Larry, wearing a beret by any chance? Yes, he was. As a matter of fact, he was also wearing sunglasses and a fake mustache. Larry! I knew it. The only question is, what was he doing here? Hey, you're not gonna take the key card? Huh.
No, you made a physical copy of it.
I sworn we would have taken it as evidence, but alright. Oh, are those pictures of the wedding reception? Yes, I took them with my trusty camera here. Oh, those are actually people. I thought they were like animatronics. Okay. Do you mind if we have a look at that photo? Be my guest. Be my guest. Put my service to the test. Take as long of a look as you like.
God damn it, Larry! Can we have one game where your butts up the situation? Where you butts up the situation? You mean can we have one game where he doesn't? Okay.
Well, what do you think of this gorgeous streetscape?
That was beautiful.
A thick fog billows across the room, making it look like as if the couple were walking on clouds. Look, wow, look at how beautiful Ellen is here. She looks a little nervous, though. Yeah, and I'm eyeballing Pierce in the background, too, looking away from the reception. He's looking away from things. In fact, he's looking at the statue, specifically. Interesting. She does, doesn't she? Hey, look, there's Pierce. Really? Where? Right there, behind the sweetheart table.
It's fine, Frank.
Yeah, you're right. I bet he was there attending to the happy couple the whole dinner. So what do you think, Nick? Does anything in this photo stick out to you? No, not at the moment, anyway. But we're gonna keep it in evidence anyways. Hey, Nick, if Ellen really did travel back in time, do you think this photo is of the second reception? You know, after the time jump? I wonder. Excuse me, sir. Yes, can I help you? Ellen told us she traveled back in time. Would you happen to know anything about that? Oh, no, I haven't the foggiest idea what you're talking about. And up faster than a clam. What, nothing about you? Nothing about you? Nothing about you? Okay, the flowers. Well, the flowers. Oh, it's the bridal bouquet. Hey, Nick, how about I throw it? And you try to catch it. Why me? Just because. I bet you look hilarious flailing around trying to grab it. But doesn't tradition dictate that it's the ladies that go after the bouquet?
Not necessarily.
Who cares? Just catch it. Yeah, that's not going to stop a guy could still catch them.
Yeah.
You threw that right at my face. Oh, you don't want to catch that bouquet, trust me. Why not? They say it's bad luck to catch the bouquet of a marriage that doesn't last. But I already caught it. Whoops, too late now. Maya, I want a divorce. All of this is a bunch of bull. A bull. Come to think of it, there was a bull logo on the side of the Flying Chapel, too. The president of the company must have a thing for cattle. The bull is the symbol of Sprocket Aviation. To be as strong and steady as a bull. That's the company creed, you know. Probably for all the backbreaking labor they put in their employees through. By the way, that bull logo on the Flying Chapel, the one with the rainbow wings, his name is Rainy the Rainbow. I get it. It's a rainbow-colored bull, so he's a rainbow, right? What a memorable name, huh, Nick? Yeah, for the lamest of the pun. For the lameness of the pun.
Yeah.
Rainy the Rainbow.
Ooh.
Don't you dare touch that radio again. It looks like an expensive antique. What are you worried about? If it breaks again, Pierce will just fix it up again. I really hope he's nice enough to waive the repair bill. Oy. I'm surprised Maya isn't eating him out of house home.
Well, she was.
No, even then, he suddenly survived. Nick, look at that airplane propeller up there going round and round. I say they've got an aviation thing going on. Makes sense for an airline family. I wonder if it doubles as a fan. Oh, what if the rest of the plane were on the other side of the wall? And the wall would open up so the plane could take off in an emergency. How cool would that be? If that's what's behind the propeller wall, then what's behind the bull wall? Oh, I know. Maybe it's the rest of him. That would be where the sprockets get their milk.
That's not how a bull works.
First of all, that's a beef cow. And second, cows don't make milk. Bulls don't make milk. Oh, right. That's what I get for trying to play along.
Yeah, no. Wrong gender, bro.
I know the last thing I need to do. It's this. Hey, Nick. Now here's a real lady.
Must be his mom.
She looks smart as a whip, doesn't she? Wonder who she is. We didn't see her on the airship. She has Pierce's pocket.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Yeah. Or at least it's on the table.
Yeah.
That is Selena Sprocket, Soren's elder sister.
Thought so.
You said mom.
Did I say mom?
You said mom.
I at first I was thinking that, but I'm like, no, she's too young.
Objection. Beautiful and capable. She was a great lady. Soren's sister. I think I see the resemblance. Maybe I'll show Pierce this photo later and ask him about her.
She's probably dead, and the regret he has is of her passing.
Maybe. Anything else in here? No, so now I gotta show him the picture. Pierce, the woman in this photo is Soren's older sister, Selena, right? I don't think we've met her yet. Yes, about that. He seems hesitant all of a sudden. If you wouldn't mind, could you tell us about her? Alright, very well. She's a big part of Master Sprocket's past, after all. Soren's past. I looked at it let us right onto the page. Master Soren will become the next president of Sprocket Aviation. However, that wasn't always so. Miss Selena Sprocket, Master Soren's elder sister, was next in line. So why isn't she becoming the next president? Because she died in a car accident. What? I had no idea. Actually, Master Soren was also in the car with her at the time of the incident.
No, okay.
Losing the sister he loved right before his eyes devastated. Ever since then, he has buried himself in his research on time machines. He also became a quiet and meticulous, almost compulsive note-taker around that. He seemed so stiff and robotic, I had no idea he was carrying all that around inside him. Master Soren has abandoned the company business and spends all his time on inventions. As the family butler, I am truly concerned. I believe it is high time he let go of the past.
Hey, Nick! What are you doing here?
Larry?
Oh, man! Effie gave me a heck of a hard time.
Larry, what are you doing here?
I came to promote my new character, Q Piglet. I was hoping Sprocket Aviation would do some kind of tie-in with me for it.
Wow, I didn't know Larry was such an aggressive businessman. You can learn a thing or two from him, Nick. Why don't you promote your agency to them? Now's not exactly the time for that, in case you hadn't noticed. See? And this is why you'll never be rich. Actually, Larry, I've been meaning to ask you something. You were there on the Flying Chapel at the Flying Chapel yesterday, right?
Huh? Was I?
What were you doing there?
Nothing.
Whatever it was, I bet it wasn't anything to be proud of, but never mind that. Did you see anything that had to do with the case? Scratch that. Let's start with, you weren't involved in this case, were you? Larry? Hey, he took off! I just knew it. When something smells, it's usually the butt. Hey, there's the line.
Say the line!
Say the line, Bart.
Yeah.
When something smells, it's usually the butts. Yay! Come on, Maya, after him. Oh, are you leaving so soon? We have to run. Thank you for making time for us. I know you have to investigate, but please try to spare the family's feelings as you do. Yes, of course. All right, so now where do I run? Where do I run to? Mooring dock. Gotcha. Thank you. There he is. Hey, Larry!
Hey there, Fred. Fancy you here.
There's nothing fancy about it. All we did was follow you. So tell me, Larry, why did you run away like that?
Huh? Me? I don't know what you're talking about. A bolt of inspiration for my new picture book hit me and I had to run is all. It was like a Cupiphany, you dig?
Right. He's just going to keep on playing dumb, isn't he, Nick? Oy, what you saw in the airship. Come on, Larry. I know you were on that airship, so what did you see? Did you just forget that I have this? Psyche beats.
You say something?
The spiritual power of this Magatama allows me to see these mystical locks that appear when someone is trying to hide something. They're called Psyche locks, and when I see them, I simply present the Magatama to try my hand at breaking them. If I can unlock them, I'm sure to finally get a straight answer.
By the way, folks, the reason why he's explaining this is you could do the DLC at any time, so this could be your first case.
This could be a first case, even though it would be kind of dumb to do so,
Yeah.
because this takes place at the very end of the game chronologically.
Yeah.
And I can tackle it right away.
Yes.
Yeah, usually these games, the future games, are pretty good about making sure that you're ready to tackle it when they present themselves. What Larry is hiding. This is no time for games, Larry. I will find out what you're hiding.
I'm telling you, Nick, you got it all wrong. I've got nothing to do with this case whatsoever.
Oh, come on, Larry. Even a baby could see through such a blatant and obvious lie. Nothing whatsoever, huh? If you weren't involved, Larry, then you wouldn't have been involved with this person. Well, obviously, it's Ellen. Take that! You're the one who brought Ellen to my office in the first place. And all those cops? Nothing to do with the case whatsoever isn't going to cut it this time, Larry. If you have to lie, at least do a better job at it.
Don't diss me, Nick! convinced I'm lying, then let me ask you this. What did you think about that stupid airship anyway? Let me see some proof if you got any.
Doubling down, are you? Fine. You want proof, Larry? Here's proof that you were on the airship. Oh, yeah,
Wallet.
that's right. I need the, oh yeah, that's right, the wallet.
That was found on the airship.
It was
right?
found on the airship at the reception thing.
Uh-huh.
Take that!
Uh-oh.
I was about to say, like, wait, I don't have the key card in my in my thing. They thought it wasn't important enough to add to the court record. But I'm like, oh wait, there is something else that I have of his that's there. It's the wallet. This is your business card wallet, isn't it, Larry? I found it in the reception hall. Time to come clean, Larry Butts. What exactly are you hiding?
Oh,
I'm okay for now, but
Oh.
Larry, what were you doing on the that airship anyway?
well, I went there to deliver the welcome to our wedding sign they ordered from me.
Huh? I didn't know you took on real jobs like that too.
Well, for your information, my wedding welcome signs are very popular on the net.
And that's how you met Ellen?
Uh-huh. I bet I mean, I'd seen her in the photo for the welcome sign, but seeing her in person, the way she smiled at me and said thank you, I felt like I'd been hit by lightning.
And that's when you fell in love with somebody else's bride, huh? So were you invited to the reception?
Can you believe they told me only family and relatives could attend?
Yeah, that's normally wedding stuff, but alright.
They wouldn't even let me ride to the reception hall.
Smart move on their part, I'd say.
I got upset and started wandering around the airship. That must be when I dropped my business card wallet.
So somebody else must have and brought it to the reception.
But you know what? I saw something incredible while I was on the Flying Chapel.
Like,
Get
get a load of this.
I'm not used to him pointing like Phoenix.
Get a load of this!
Get a load of this.
Suddenly voice change. Why is there
What
a pterodactyl in the window?
What the heck is this?
What do you mean, what is this? Isn't it obvious? It's a drawing. I sketched a picture of one of the cabins in the airship.
Looks nothing like anything we have. Is there any sign of it in the windows?
Not that I can tell.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I was skeptical about this. Maybe something will come up in a little bit.
Yeah. We don't have, as far as we know, we don't have the evidence that ties it to that.
No.
I mean, maybe the Pegables, but it's
That
still
seems
pushing a little bit.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. I don't see.
Yeah, I don't see anything yet.
Other than a pterodactyl, yeah.
So what's so incredible about a cabin?
Are you seriously blind?
Look what's inside. What was outside the window? It's one of those flying dinosaurs, a real-life pterodactyl. I looked out of the cabin window and there it was, just flying out there. That airship traveled through time, I tell ya.
What?
Where I told that Pierce Butler guy about it, he told me to never mention it to anyone ever again.
Why would he try to keep you from spouting what is clearly just nonsense?
Uh-huh.
Maybe Sprocket Aviation is secretly developing a time machine.
We already know this.
Yeah. No way.
Oh,
That's it. He saw the signboard flying.
Yeah.
Because maybe it was on the thing at the time.
Yeah.
This is totally amazing. Larry, you didn't tell Mr. Edgeworth about this, did you?
Of course not. He would just roll his eyes and think I was off my rocker. I didn't even tell him I was wandering around on the airship. I told him I met Ellie at the morning dock, and we ran away together.
Yeah, I can see Edgeworth's eyes rolling right out of his head when he heard about this.
Had he heard about it.
Yeah, so he saw that.
Yeah, wow, you picked up on that quick.
I was like, I felt like I had seen that design somewhere before, and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, it's clearly upside down too.
It is.
So,
I could see it too.
yeah. But then there's something odd because in his picture, the eye part is glowing.
Yeah, not to mention the grass isn't showing either.
Yeah. Maybe because it was in the moment, maybe the grass was harder to see.
I don't know.
Yeah. So Larry also experienced the time slip somehow. How is that possible?
I wouldn't have picked up on that myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, I'll be taking my card wallet back now if you don't mind.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is for you.
What is it?
It's a picture of the hold. I took it when I was wandering around the airship.
Well, there's
Where
yeah
are the flowers.
flower petals.
Yeah. And there's the bull and the cow.
Yeah.
So there is one of each, but for some reason there were two bulls at the scene.
There's a personal flying airship.
Yeah. And it looks like Ellen's
She's writing in some sort of diary.
Yeah, Ellen's taking notes on something. Okay.
Not seeing anything else that stands out amazingly well.
Yeah.
See? There's Ellie right there in the middle.
The hold?
Yeah, see? It's right here on the diagram.
Okay, so now I know where the hold is. But what was Ellen doing there?
Well, they were just using it as a prepping area for the reception.
I see. And around when did you take this?
Before the reception. I took it while Ellie was getting ready, everything ready.
So this was taken before the incident occurred. I don't know if it'll be of any help, but thanks for this anyway. You say that, Phoenix, but...
I still can't believe I haven't changed the way I talk as
no,
Larry.
because it's...
And it doesn't sound weird.
No, of course it doesn't. It's Larry. It's Larry. He's the only one here who, like, everyone else has aged and refined. He's not. He's clearly not. Like, dude is like at this point 2 years older than me, and I'm more mature.
Yeah.
By the way, Larry, I heard that the door to the hold is controlled by a security system. So how did you get in there? And the hits just keep on coming.
And they don't stop coming, and they won't stop coming.
You just keep hitting the home runs there, Capcom. Well, I guess that's basically a wrap on the investigation. Not quite, Nick. I want to meet Ellen too. Oh, that's right. You haven't met her yet, have you? Okay, let's head over to the detention center then, so you can say hi. Well, Larry, I guess all I can say is smell you later.
Okay, Gary.
Hey, it fits with him.
It does.
Hey, the mantra wrote itself.
Oh.
You remember you're Ellen.
No, why?
Please understand that this is in Master Soren's best interest.
Why are you seeing the thing right now? We're dead.
Sounds like Ellen's
you
busy
can't see
talking to someone.
Okay.
The next president cannot be married to a criminal. It would disgrace Sprawn Aviation. Sprocket Aviation. Miss Ellen, I need you to forget about this marriage. Do so while I flex my sprawn.
I mean, if you want, you can move the mic closer towards me so it can pick up my voice.
Pardon us. If it isn't Mr. Wright. So, their marriage is definitely off? There is no other choice. We cannot have a criminal in the family. For the sake of Master Soren and the Sprocket family, this is what is best.
Whatever you do, just don't yell.
No.
Because you're the closest to the mic, technically.
In that case, what if Nick here proved Ellen's innocence? Then you wouldn't have a criminal in the family, right? I suppose you are right, but I'm afraid that would be impossible. That's not true. Not for Nick. He may look like a nobody, but he can do some pretty amazing things.
I'm sorry, with a hair like that, he looks like a nobody?
I don't take cases lightly. So rest assured, just the dots, he's letting this go. He's learning not to retaliate to her. I don't take cases on lightly, so rest assured I will prove her innocence. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I understand your name is quite well known in the judicial world. For better or for worse. Pierce, I want you to promise me this. If I can prove Ellen's innocence, then you won't stand in the way of Soren and Ellen's marriage. Very well. But not even the most talented lawyer in the world can change reality itself. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Phoenix has cross-examined an orca whale and a parrot, and won. So, you have no grounds to stand.
And a robot.
And a robot. That's true. Ponko was in the last game.
And
Right.
dead people.
And dead people. You could thank Maya for that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they're still people. They're not like, an animal.
Yeah.
What's next? He's gonna cross-examine the warbad. Kaboom! And the reality is, Miss Ellen is guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. I believe that's where you're wrong, Pierce.
I'm clean. I swear I am. Obsessively compulsively clean. Just as clean and pure as this pure white dress.
Fine, you have my word, but you will be the one to regret this promise.
Something tells me he knows more than he's letting on.
Now, if you will excuse me, Squadala, I am off. Now I have all the more reason to win this case. Ellen, we finished our investigation, and we'd like to talk with you about what we found.
Damn it, every time I hear Ellen, all I'm thinking of is, Ellen! Ellen! Ellen!
I'm just like the raptor in Jurassic 3. Ellen! Ah!
Okay, so what did you find out?
In the course of our investigation, we heard that you had been seen standing in front of the victim with the murder weapon.
I like her hair like
She's
this
like the
more.
most expressive character I've seen in this series to date.
It wasn't what it looked like. It's true I was holding the murder weapon. But when I found him, he was already dead. And I was hoping I could go back in time again like I had done earlier. So I picked up the timekeeper from the bed still and brought it over without thinking.
She looks like she's holding a freaking gun.
Yeah, right? You were so desperate, you were ready to try anything, huh? Unfortunately, that sort of behavior makes you an easy target for the prosecution.
No.
And as for your little trip through time, none of your in-laws could confirm your story, I'm afraid.
I see.
The only exception is Larry. He said he saw something.
Really? Well, what did he see?
Time traveler.
Oh boy. Can't say I quite believe it myself, but Larry claims he saw something incredible. He claims he saw a pterodactyl flying outside the airship.
What?
Okay, you threw the frying pan? Lady, you could have hurt the guard. It's okay.
Hey, that was really close!
I've taken harder hits. I'm like Goofy. I'm fine.
Yuck.
Oh my god, he really is Goofy. He turns around, he's actually Goofy.
Wait till you see me fall down the stairs.
Ellen, you seeing this? Not only that, but apparently Pierce Nickety told Larry to keep quiet about it.
But why would Pierce do such a thing?
Larry's theory is that Sprocket Aviation is developing something in secret. A time machine, to be exact.
Do you think that's why nobody could confirm my story? Because it's a secret.
I really don't know. But speaking of your in-laws, we did manage to find your key card at Sprocket Manor. One of your in-laws said he'd keep an eye on it for you.
Oh, thank goodness. I lost it while I was getting things ready for the reception. I looked everywhere for it. I'm so glad you found it!
At least there are tears of joy this time for a change.
Still looks like Serena to me.
Yeah. Well, Nick, it looks like you'll have to prove the existence of time travel in court tomorrow.
That's right. I swear that while Mr. Gooper was being killed, I was busy traveling back through time.
Great. That stodgy skeptic Edgeworth at the helm for the prosecution tomorrow. We're really gonna have our work cut out for us. Hey. Alright. So, how much time do we have left? Oh, we've got a good chunk of time, actually. Alright, so day 1 of the trial.
Think of it this way: if he's not here, you're not close.
It's fair, but like honestly, you never know.
Yeah.
Okay, September 22nd, 8:45 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. You good at finding the page?
Yeah, I just pressed the button.
Got it. Okay, got an Ellen line right off the bat.
Good morning, Mr. Wright.
Good morning, Ellen. I see you're still wearing your wedding gown.
And I will continue to wear it until our marriage is saved. Oh, sorry.
Do you think he came to see how she's holding up?
Sorry, my love. You came all the way to the courthouse just to see me? Oh, Soren, I don't know what to say.
Blueprints.
Huh?
The engine blueprints. I can't find them. Do you know where they are?
Oh, they're in your room. They're shelved from the bottom on the right-hand side.
Ah, I see.
He's leaving already. Don't tell me he came just to ask about some stupid blueprints. Those blueprints are probably going to be important.
Yeah.
Knowing our luck.
Yeah.
Is he really that cold of a person? Or is that just how he comes off, I wonder?
What about me, Soren?
Ellen.
He's back.
Come home soon. I'm lost without you. Don't know if that carried properly, though.
That's fine.
Soren!
Maybe I should, because I am doing this pretty quietly.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing it appropriately.
Later.
Looks like showing your vulnerabilities is the fastest way to capture a woman's heart. You should take notes on this, Nick. Please leave me out of this.
Yeah, but the problem is, Phoenix doesn't have any vulnerabilities. He's fallen from a cliff and survived.
I've shown my vulnerabilities once, and that got me a girlfriend who was a psychopath who wanted to kill me.
Yeah.
Hey. And every other time I show vulnerability, the girls just flock to me. I can't.
Then there was that weird time where I dressed like a hobo and everybody just wanted me because I had dad bod energy.
I still have that energy. You never lose it. But it's clear that he cares about Ellen. Knowing that, I actually kind of feel kind of relieved.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright, I just absolutely can't be found guilty, you hear?
Don't worry. I'm going to do everything I can to prove your innocence.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
The trial is about to start, sir. Edgeworth. Knowing him, he's not going to yield an inch. So I've just got to fight with everything I've got to save Ellen. Alright, so here's how I would like things to be done. At each of the times where I get to cross-examine, tell me if I have to, if there's something I need to, don't tell me exactly if I have to press.
Do what he did
just
with me.
Just tell me if I have to press first, or if there's, or if I can just go straight to the presenting. Okay? Court is now in session for the trial of Ellen Wyatt. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Seeing so many familiar faces gathered together like this, I feel as though I'm at a grand reunion. It's almost as if this is a fan service DLC case. It makes me want to go out for dinner and a drink and reminisce with all of you. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I was dying for a real burger the whole time I was away. We could make it a welcome back party for Maya. How about it, Edgeworth?
I have no intention of cavorting with my enemies. Now then, Your Honor, let us start at trial at once.
Oh, still not one for lighthearted banter, are you, Mr. Edgeworth?
Jokes and good humor are beyond worthless in a court of law.
Is it that, or is it just because you suck at it? Guess we'll just have to have the party without him then.
However, were it after the conclusion of this trial, I might consider joining you for your little welcome back party. I certainly wouldn't mind an invite at the very least.
He's still as emotionally constipated as ever, I see.
Edgeworth after the trial. Burgers!
Yeah, no, I can see it. Yeah. Yep. He's still as emotionally constipated as ever, I see. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please go over the details of this case for us?
The victim was Dumas Gloomsbury, a servant in the Sprocket household. He was in attendance at the wedding's reception that occurred from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mr. Gloomsbury apparently felt some animosity towards Ellen Wyatt, and so, a bit after the reception ended at 10 p.m., he assaulted Miss Wyatt with the intent to kill her. The defendant fought back and ended up killing Mr. Gloomsbury.
In other words, it was justified self-defense, correct? If that's the case, then the defendant might not be criminally responsible. He's right. Worst case scenario, I could go for the self-defense to avoid the criminal charge.
But then she couldn't marry.
I wonder how Edgeworth plans to counter that, though.
The prosecution's first witness will make my view on the matter clear, Your Honor.
Emma? Is it Emma? Because usually it's the detective that's the first one on the scene.
Is the butler.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring in the first witness.
I'm calling the butler.
Usually the first witness is the detective. So it's Emma.
Don't recognize those legs. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I didn't recognize the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't think those shoes, would you?
Yeah. Please state your name and occupation, witness.
Emma Sky, forensic investigator. And I'd just like to say, sir, that being in the same courtroom as you is a great honor.
Oh, that's right. You're a fan of Edgeworth, aren't you, Emma?
We're good friends and all, Mr. Wright. But just this once, I intend to faithfully and fully testify for the prosecution.
For information on that, play the Miles Edgeworth investigation games.
And I do mean that wholeheartedly.
I expect no less from you.
Yes, sir. I'm going to do my very best.
Looks like you lost the popularity contest to Mr. Edgeworth, Nick. Meh, I really couldn't care less. Besides...
That means you do care. At least a little.
Yeah. She'll see who's the better lawyer once I win this trial. Yeah, maybe then you'll actually really care less. Now, Detective Scott, if you please.
Burgers!
Rundown of the case.
The murder weapon was a plot called the Timekeeper. The victim was hit with it from behind, and he fell over right into the lantern. The defendant was spotted then, standing in front of the body holding the murder weapon. The victim was struck twice, by the way.
Do we have his autopsy report? We're probably about to get it.
Yeah. Updated autopsy report!
He was struck twice?
That's right. There's no mistake about it.
Double tap for good measure.
The first blow was to the back of the victim's head. It was hard enough to knock him unconscious. Yet, despite the fact that he had been immobilized by the first blow, the defendant delivered the second fatal blow to the side of the victim's head.
Which means what exactly?
That is premeditated murder now.
Mm-hmm.
One was a defense.
Yeah.
Second time, while he's defenseless, that counts as murder.
Yeah.
I figured it would go right over your head. Let's put it this way. By striking the victim a second time, the defendant killed her last chance of escape from any criminal wrongdoing.
She did? But how, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defendant may have been fighting back because she was being attacked. However, she then went on to deliver a fatal blow to the man who was already fully unconscious.
Nick, what is he saying? Is he saying what I think he is? I don't feel so well.
And thus, Mr. Wright has justified self-defense. And thus, Mr. Wright has justified self-defense been removed from the table.
That should be a question mark.
No, it's not. It's basically remove Mr. Wright, and it's a sentence. He's just addressing him in the middle of the sentence. So yeah.
Okay.
The prosecution intends to prove that the defendant killed the victim with murderous intent. Allow me to belatedly submit the victim's autopsy report. Ah, you smarmy bastard, I love ya.
Arg.
Yarg.
So that's why he was acting all smug. Well, more smug than usual. It's fine, right? It's not like we were going to plead self-defense anyway, right? Right, but now the judge has a negative impression of Ellen.
Oh my gosh, freaking get rid of the ice, dude.
No! He may not get to prosecute much anymore, but he definitely hasn't lost his touch. His right head shows signs of being hit twice. The timekeeper was used as the murder weapon. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay. All right, so give me the verdict. Do I have to press or present?
There is one thing you need to present.
Present. Okay.
Present arms.
Okay. Murder weapon was the clock called the timekeeper.
Did you already read this?
Yes, she did.
Oh, okay.
This is
But it's actually the testimony.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just-
I could have sworn we just passed over. I'm sorry.
The victim was hit with it from behind, and he fell over right into the lantern. The defendant was spotted then, standing in front of the body with a murder weapon. The victim was struck twice.
I'm guessing
Well,
it's the
looks
struck
like-
twice.
Looks like we won't be going anywhere until we can refute Edgeworth's claim. This is so exciting. We haven't taken on Mr. Edgeworth in ages. Yeah.
Don't be
Okay,
quick to
Nick,
say
now go get him. No need to rush me. All right. Better start by comparing Emma's testimony with the evidence we have. And look for any glaring inconsistencies.
True. Okay.
Murder weapon was the timekeeper.
Is it the timekeeper? Yeah, okay. Actually, wait. Is it the murder weapon?
The thing is, though, it doesn't have any blood on it. You
Yeah.
would think. Wait.
However, the problem with that is they could just go, oh yeah, Ellen's a neat freak. She just cleaned it off.
Grab Ellen, grab when convenient, and send her off.
Collapse inside the power pedals, a note, and broken parts of the lantern. The pedals were from flowers not found inside the receptacle. Well, yeah, they're in the hold.
Right into the lantern.
If he was hit from behind, which one would he fall?
That's true.
It's true.
His back wouldn't be.
He would be falling into it face first.
Yeah.
Not.
His back.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, he would have fallen into it face first, not the other way.
Yeah.
Because this implies that he was hit from the front, not from the
What
back.
I want to know is why is his hand bloody?
Yeah, they'll
And
probably bring
nothing
that.
else.
Still, that is proof, though, to
Yeah.
discredit that.
Yeah. So thank you for
We always struggle early on.
thank
It's
you
like
for
the
that,
losses.
but hold off a little bit. I'm a seasoned player of this game, and I appreciate the help, but that was a little too quick. A little too quick.
Okay.
Because I would like to actually look through all of the evidence.
bro. Don't punish her too hard.
I'm not. I'm just stating for future. You're fine. Like I said, I appreciate the help. Just next time, let me try to figure it out first, okay?
Objection!
Detective Sky, I'm afraid I have to apologize in advance
For what?
for embarrassing you in front of your idol.
What do you mean?
If you take a look at this photo of the crime scene, you'll see that the victim is lying on his back. But if the victim had been hit from behind, as you claim, then he should have fallen over into the lantern face down. It's not enough to simply take someone's side, Detective Sky, even if it's Mr. Edgeworth's. There does appear to be a flaw in Detective Sky's testimony.
Mr. Wright, if you think you're going to just back right down, then you're sadly mistaken.
I've been usually fired up today. Don't forget, she's in front of her hero, Nick. If the Steel Samurai came to watch this trial, I'd want to do my absolute best too.
Listen, Mr. Wright, it's entirely possible that the defendant moved the victim's body after he fell over. In that case, there wouldn't be any contradiction, right?
Indeed. That was an excellent counter-argument, Detective.
You can count on me, sir. So, what do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
Is it possible that the victim's body was moved after he fell into the lantern?
I want to say no.
No,
Yeah.
because if that's the case, then the flower petals wouldn't be on him, right?
True, yeah. Double check the image, just to double check that. Yeah, he has flower petals on him.
He has flower petals on him, because if that's the case, then if he was moved, the flower petals wouldn't be on him. But I'm just trying to think of, like...
Double check the bowl itself. Not the image, but the bowl itself.
Just trying to think. I'm just trying to like get all of my bearings here.
Yeah.
Could I have my water, please?
Cause of death: cerebral hemorrhage from a strong blow to the head. One contusion was found in the back of the head, and one on his side. The blows were caused from.
I want to say it's just the flower.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. She fainted immediately afterwards and thus. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So are we on the right track?
That is not possible?
Yes, that it's not possible for them to have moved him. And is it the flower petals?
No.
No,
Okay, well,
it's not possible. Well, it wouldn't have been possible anyways.
yeah.
You're right that it's not possible, but you're wrong about that.
We'll figure it.
Sorry, detective, but there's no way the victim's body was moved after his death.
Oh, really? What makes you so sure?
One look at this here, and it should become obvious. Hold on, let's see.
The pieces on top of him and below him?
Yeah, it's true. The pieces are on top of him. Because if he was moved over, it would have also been...
Yeah.
Yeah. And nothing else really implies that he, like... What proves that the victim's body was not moved? Because if he was moved, then these would not be on... This specifically wouldn't be on him.
Yeah.
It's the wooden beams, yeah? Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, that one flower petal could have also proven it too.
And the one on his thigh, too.
Yeah, but anyway.
It's not the flower zone.
No. I feel like that could have also been like...
Do you want to test it out to see if the petals do work? I'm kind of curious.
I'm kind of
Because
curious.
they did give me pointing at the maid instead of the actual person itself.
You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do in this situation?
Save.
Yes.
Save scum!
Yeah. Hey, they give me the ability to do this, so
We
I'm
must
going to do
science.
it. So, let's give it a shot.
Maybe the one on the thigh, because that might be too close to the pieces.
I mean, I guess we'll try it.
Take that!
Yeah, no, it's definitely not because the health bar,
The music didn't stop, yeah.
and the health bar showing up, so no.
Okay, so...
So it's going to be the wooden beam.
We'll double check the other flower, maybe. I don't know.
I guess. I guess.
Seisho!
I'm just gonna do the beam because that took a while to load.
To me?
Take that!
Okay, fine.
Those broken bits of the lantern.
Yes, if the body had been moved after the fact, these fragments would have fallen off of it. But as you can clearly see, they're lying perfectly undisturbed on top of the body. This means that the victim must have been lying face up from before the lantern even broke.
You're right.
But wait a minute, if that's true, then when was the victim killed? I mean, the lantern was still whole during the reception, right? Right, which means we've just overturned a major assumption about this case. If the victim was already dead before the lantern was even broken, then the body must have been inside the lantern since before the reception started. Could that be why Pierce was looking at it?
Honestly, it makes sense. Like, a lot of the...
Maybe he was watching it just to be sure.
Yeah, a lot of the kills in this game, or at least the more recent games, seem to skew with the time of death.
Yeah. In other words, the defense asserts that the victim was killed before the wedding reception. What? In short, when Miss Wyatt was seen standing in front of the body after the reception, it wasn't the moment just after the murder was occurred. It was the moment she happened to discover the body, just as Miss Wyatt claims.
Objection!
That's a lot deeper than I remember his voice being. Whether the act was committed before or after the reception is entirely inconsequential. After all, it was the defendant who prepared the reception hall for the event in question. Therefore, when the murder occurred, changes nothing with regard to her guilt. She could have killed the victim before the reception, as you claim, and then tried to hide his body in the lantern after the event ended. Why would she reveal it then?
Objection!
Sorry, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, where would the body have been hidden during the reception in your scenario?
That's...
Even you have to admit, Mr. Edgeworth, that this has opened up a new possibility.
Do explain, Mr. Wright.
Well, if Miss Wyatt didn't commit the crime in the reception hall, then that means someone somewhere put the victim's body into the lantern. I suppose that makes sense. A dead body couldn't have put itself in there. Exactly, Your Honor. In other words, if the murder actually occurred before the reception, it opens up the possibility that he was killed somewhere else, the defendant didn't do it, he was killed some other way, he was killed somewhere else.
Yeah.
If the murder didn't occur
Honestly, all of this.
If the murder actually occurred before the reception, it opens up the possibility, well, the defendant didn't do it. That doesn't really prove much.
Yeah.
He was killed some other way. No, the autopsy report basically states that it was the timekeeper.
Yeah,
so.
but we don't have any proof on the timekeeper itself that it was the timekeeper yet.
No, but the timekeeper was probably being held somewhere, and
yeah, no, I agree. I wish
if
they would actually point out the fact that it had like blood cleaned off or something.
Yeah,
that's the bothersome part.
Wait. The blows were caused by the same... It doesn't necessarily say it was, but it says the timekeeper was used. So, it's most likely implying the top one. He was killed somewhere else.
Yeah, no, I agree with
Yeah,
you.
that was the most obvious one to point out. But
Yeah.
yeah, the other ones you could think of ways around it.
Yeah.
If the body was hidden inside the lantern, then it's possible that the body was moved along with it from somewhere else. Oh, you're right.
You could run that mouth of yours all you want. But do you have any evidence to support what's coming out of it, Mr. Wright?
Of course I do. I think the answer lies in that piece of evidence and in something that was left at the crime scene that will point us to where the victim was really killed. Very well, Mr. Wright. In that case, what proves that the lantern and the body were moved from somewhere else? Well, it would be the picture of the photo in the hold, because it's got the two things in there.
Yeah.
And it also has the flowers with the flower petals in it. Because if you look at the thing,
He's got flowers.
it's got the flower petal in it.
Yeah.
And this...
The only place that the flowers were in the entire ship was in the hold.
Exactly.
Meaning
So-
it places the time of death before the reception and the location in the hold.
Yeah, and the body were moved. So it's the photo of the hold.
There's two for this one.
Okay, yes. So the first one is the photo.
Wrong photo.
Wrong photo. So then it's gotta be the dead body's photo. Yeah, and then we're going to point out the flower.
Yes.
Okay. Because it was going to be something with the flowers in it anyways. The flowers were the important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The photo of the victim again.
Yes. I'd like to focus on this thing right here.
The flower petals.
I'm guessing it's going to be the one next to his body. Or does it really
It
matter?
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Gotta try to get
The
as.
ones that are on the ones that are on the book. Yeah.
I think
Oh, so
It specifies on the book.
on the body. Okay, so we'll do one of the ones on the body just to be on the safe side.
It is that.
Take that!
Flower petals, Mr. Wright?
These petals are from a kind of flower that were not present in the reception hall. This means they must have gotten onto the lantern when it was somewhere else.
And just where do you propose this somewhere else to be, Mr. Wright?
I propose that this piece of evidence will tell us where the flower petals.
And
now
now
it's the photo.
Yeah, now it's the other photo.
Take that!
I mean, that was a very roundabout way of doing this, but like I
have to prove that it was there at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, but in Apollo Justice, when in the final case, when it was basically you were giving evidence to point to the real killer, there were two things you needed to present: Christoph Gavin's profile and the nail polish thing. But you could present them in either order.
Yeah.
In either order. So it's just like in this case we could present the picture here, then you could say, oh, what's the important part in the picture? And
Yeah.
then you're like, and now how do you tie that to the murder scene? I guess, but anyway, please take a look at the flowers in this picture of the Holt.
Look at that
Notice how their petals are of the same shape as the petals in the crime scene photo. Yes, I see. They do look to be from the same kind of flower.
Objection!
It sounds so weird. Is that really all you've got? A flower's a flower is a flower. They're all the same. A rose by any other name. I would... What?
It still smells sweet.
I would hardly call what you presented compelling evidence.
I'm afraid I couldn't disagree with you more, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave a flower of this type to my lovely wife once when we were young, so I can assure you that this is a very meaningful and compelling evidence indeed. The soundness of my judgment in this matter is backed by nothing less than pure love.
Edgeworth. But, Your Honor...
Let it go, Mr. Edgeworth. It's clear you don't know much about flowers. It's not like you have anyone you'd actually give any to after.
Oh!
But maybe you should study up on them, just in case the opportunity presents itself.
Ah, shots fired! This is from the man who only knows the names of 3 types of flowers.
Yes, but hey, I used them, didn't I? That's hardly relevant to the case at hand.
It's like a playground, like a school ground.
Nuh-uh.
argument.
The defense asserts that it's highly probable that the victim was killed in the hold. If the body was then placed in the lantern and moved to the reception hall for some reason, it could completely destroy the prosecution's case. Then you mean the body was... Yes, the victim's body was inside the lantern during the entire beautiful wedding reception, while the defendant and her betrothed were celebrating their love. What?
Polkunka.
Wrong country. Oh, wait, that's the wrong country. Sorry, guys, sorry.
Sorry, I don't have that costume on today.
I read the wrong script.
Your smooth talk might work on his honor, but it won't work on me.
What are you talking about now?
Take another look at all the evidence and you'll soon see what I mean.
I wish you could just tell me already.
Detective Sky, I'm sure you've already figured out what I'm talking about, correct?
Of course, sir. Mr. Wright is the only one here who hasn't. Why don't you leave this to me, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well. Let's see what you can do.
Detective Sky, please give your testimony to this court.
The victim could not have been killed before the reception. The autopsy report states that the estimated time of death was after the reception. And that estimated time of death is correct. There is no way it could be wrong.
No way.
Oh, jeez. When you say it that way, I know it's wrong.
Yes. Also, I actually have a way of thinking about it, but I will get to that. We'll get to that.
Aren't those things supposed to be pressurized or something? I think they said something about, like, temperature controlled in some way.
Maybe?
It's clear Mr. Gloomsbury was killed after the reception.
But there's something else that I thought of.
And that completely contradicts your claim.
I guess so.
Tell me you took at least a cursory glance at the autopsy report, Mr. Wright. It appears you've grown rusty since our last outing. Might I suggest you go back and brush up on the basics?
Sure. Though I might say you're as cocky as ever, Mr. Edgeworth.
Though I must say. I beg your pardon.
What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright?
I'm just saying that I'll go back to basics if that's what Mr. Edgeworth wants. I'll prove how badly he's underestimating me with a good old-fashioned cross-examination. Very well. Let's see you put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Wright. My money is always where my mouth is. How do you propose I pay for the burgers? I just look. He looks over at Maya. What are you looking at me for? Okay.
Right, stop writing checks that your mouth can't pay
So
for.
very clearly, there's one statement I have to press on, or at least there's at least one. I have to press
Estimated time death was after reception.
This one definitely.
Hold it!
Is it possible that the culprit did something to obscure the real time of death?
Oh, he says.
No, not in this case. There was no snow or anything to keep the body from decomposing.
Uh-huh.
And there's no fridge on that airship big enough to fit a body into.
So you've already checked into that, I see. It all comes down to the estimated time of death, doesn't it? Couldn't the killer mess with the victim's time of death by keeping the body on ice? Yeah, if they had the means to. The prosecution is treating the estimated time of death as an absolute. But is it really? I take it you don't think it is, huh, Nick? In that case, I'm going to have to find a way to convince them otherwise. Yep, there's got to be a way somehow.
Want to double check the bowl? I swear it says it has temperature
So
control.
do I have to press on anything?
No.
No, huh? The victim could not be a... Yeah. Okay, so this is clearly the statement.
Want to double check the bowl?
No, you want to know what I thought?
What?
dry ice.
Oh, yeah. That's a
There
good
you
point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Is this it?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm just like, there had to be a reason why the fog machine was put into our court record.
Yeah, okay, fair
Let's
enough.
look at the reception.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
and the
fair
reception is like this.
Full of fog.
Yeah, exactly.
enough. Yeah.
So
It's cold.
and
yeah.
it's literally blasting that bowl specifically.
Yeah. And maybe that's why he's looking in that direction. Maybe was there okay? So the only two fog machines were on the back of the room, but I'm just wondering. Maybe he's watching the body to make sure that it stays cold.
I suppose he's here now.
Yeah.
You got about 12 minutes.
Objection!
He got it right!
Yeah. I think that the estimated time of death does contradict my theory.
Finally, and that means your theory that the victim was killed before the reception.
Is still entirely plausible.
Huh? Why did you think that?
The killer could have falsified the time of death by using a certain item in the reception hall. Please take a look at this.
Get a load of this.
And what is that contraption, Mr. Wright? It's a fog machine, Your Honor, used to create a special romantic atmosphere in the hall. And this machine could have been used to falsify the time of death? Yes, Your Honor, because this machine uses dry ice to perform its magic. Dry ice? Ah, yes, the super cold stuff commonly used to make theatrical fog, right? I see. So your claim is that this dry ice was used to keep the body cold.
Oh. In that case, I guess the victim could have been killed before the reception.
Wah, wah. Or, SpongeBob. Wah, wah, wah.
Meh, meh, meh. Order in this court. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? No, you just open up the bowl and he's in there. Oh, not this again. What do you have to say about this development?
That the victim was killed in the hold before the wedding reception? The prosecution acknowledges the possibility of this claim.
Now we're getting somewhere.
The prosecution would also like to thank you, Mr. Wright.
Huh? For what?
I didn't know a certain piece of evidence fit into this case. But now, thanks to you, I do.
What piece of
The
evidence?
photo you... Oh.
Mm-mm.
To get into the hold, one needs a key card like this one. And here we have record of those who entered the hold with such key cards.
Ellen's the last one on the thing that makes her look suspicious.
Not necessarily the order of which they've used it. You have to look at the numbers themselves.
Yeah.
They might, it just might be ordered by based on wait. Entry,
No.
Oh, entry number. I thought they were card key numbers.
No, that's entry number. So
Oof.
Dumas was first.
You're right.
Then, but that also puts Pearson to the limelight as well because he was in there at
Yeah.
some point.
Yes, but someone
The
could have
time-
also taken the card too.
That's true because that was established.
Did I read the last one?
Maybe. Hold on. And
Yeah,
here-
I don't think I read that.
Yeah, go ahead.
And here we have a record of those who entered the hold with such key cards. The times aren't specified, but these are the last three entries on the day of the murder. So they're not in order. They're
Okay.
just
But they're the
entries.
last three.
Yeah,
But that does still put Pierce into the spotlight.
it
as well.
does. Yeah. As you can see, the last person to enter the hold that day was the defendant. Oh, okay.
What?
No, it is the order.
It just said the time frame wasn't specific, but it is still in order.
Yeah. Okay.
So the one who moved the body out of the hold must have been.
That's right. It was none other than the defendant. Not necessarily. That, sounds like that keeps a record of people going in, maybe not going out.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah. Hey, Nick, take a look at this entry record. There are a couple of other names on here besides Ellen's. Hey, you're right. According to the entry record, Mr. Edgeworth, Pierce Nickety had also gone into the hold. Isn't it possible that he could have been the culprit?
Objection!
It doesn't fit. Sorry, but Mr. Nickety was escorting a few of the guests at the time. I'm sure they would be happy to testify to that fact if you'd like. Think me cocky all you'd like, Mr. Wright, but my confidence is rarely misplaced.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Now then, it's probably safe to assume that after killing the victim in the hold, the defendant moved his body to the hall in order to dispose of it discreetly.
Larry had her card.
Right.
Larry had her card at the time.
Yep, it was Larry.
It was Larry who entered, not her.
And he could have moved it without realizing it.
Yeah, he very well could have. I mean, to be fair, there had to be a reason why he was in there taking the picture, right?
Uh-huh.
Maybe he snuck in with her.
Wait, how did she get in then?
Maybe she was with him at the time, and maybe, I don't know, something. But there's definitely somebody we could consult about this.
Yeah.
What do you mean by discreetly?
The defendant volunteered to take care of the reception's cleanup personally. That means she would have had the chance to dispose of anything in any way she wanted, including taking the lantern off the airship without raising any suspicion. Don't tell me you didn't know about Miss Wyatt volunteering for cleanup duty, Mr. Wright.
Actually, she said that.
Yeah.
For my last task as a servant of the Sprocket household, I offered to take on the preparation and cleanup of the reception banquet.
I see.
Oh, bye, Faye.
See you
How
later.
good effect.
Ah!
Look at you, sweating buckets like a rookie, even after all these years. Nevertheless, thank you for proving that the only person who could have killed the victim in the hold is Ellen Wyatt.
Da! Great job, Phoenix. Now we're back to square one.
Perhaps you should ask Miss Sykes for some help in reviewing Defense for Dummies.
Way to go, sir. You've got Mr. Wright in a cold sweat.
I wonder if maybe the promise of seeing that miserable look on his face is what brought me back to court today. It certainly made all of my stress and woes as chief prosecutor could just melt away.
I guess he had a lot of stress built up. I'll give him something to stress over before we're through today.
He's yelling, "What?" Your Honor, the prosecution asks that you render your verdict at this time. Before that man over there tries to throw the court into chaos with his meaningless bluffs.
I see. Mr. Wright, are there any last meaningful bluffs you'd like to present to this court? Why does he have to assume it'll be a bluff?
Because he knows you too well, you dumbass!
Nick, hurry up and throw a good one out there. I will. At least he doesn't deny it that quick. He doesn't deny it after that.
Yeah.
Well, alright then, let's see. I've got it. How did you know it was Miss Wyatt who used her keycard? After all, if it turns out that somebody else used her card, it would mean Miss Wyatt didn't do it. Interesting. And are you able to prove this bluff to be true? I assure you I'm not bluffing, Your Honor. Well, now what? Wait a minute, Nick. I can think of a certain someone who might have used Ellen's keycard. You can? Remember? The one who was sneaking around the hold, in spite of not being a family member? Oh, that's right. Your Honor, the defense would like to call a certain witness to the stand. I need the testimony of this person who may have entered the hold with Miss Wyatt's card.
Edgeworth is gonna lose his shit.
Yeah, of course he's gonna lose his shit.
That's your witness? Are you saying that numbskull was on the airship? He never breathed a word about that to me.
That's not surprising because Mr. Nickety told him to keep quiet about it. But Mr. Butts himself admitted it to me. He claims to have found a way to sneak into the Flying Chapel's hold to see Miss Wyatt. This photo he took and gave to me is proof.
Then it was he who moved the lantern with the body inside to the reception hall.
Then was it?
You know as well as I that with him anything is possible.
What did you hear me say?
I-
I said then, like I stuttered the then.
Either way. I'm going to reread this one. You know as well as I that with him anything is possible. And this is one possibility we should definitely look into.
I can't believe this.
No way!
I can't believe this! What in the world is he doing mixed up in this? What?
Come on, Mr. Holdsworth. Remember what we've been saying since elementary school?
Yeah.
When something smells, it's usually the butts. Oh.
Exactly.
Ah! That Larry. He'll pay for this.
Well, if you want to extract your payment now, he's right up there in the gallery. Bailiff, seize the witness before he makes a run for it.
I love how the judge
No!
is
Why does this stuff always happen to me?
You're the one who always gets yourself into this shit.
Also, can I just say
dumbass.
for the record, this is the second time Phoenix has outed somebody in the gallery in this game alone,
Yes.
and it's basically Larry
both
twice.
both of the buttses. And yeah. I mean, to be fair, Phoenix is very.
Wait, wasn't the first one?
It was Dats.
It was that.
Yeah,
But
okay.
yeah. Sorry, Larry, but you brought this on yourself.
He said the exact same thing to Dats as well.
Yeah. Let us begin with a 15-minute recess. I ask that both sides prepare for the next witness's testimony during this time.
I think this is a good.
Yeah,
time
it's a good place to call it.
Yep.
Is it a to be continued?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Well,
But
it's
either
not-
way,
it's not to be continued, but it's still a good place.
it is still a good place to stop.
Okay, Well, the conversation. By the way, Aiden,
Nah.
I do like the references and his fatalities. in
Yes,
his
they're really
attack.
good, aren't they? Either way.
I
Alrighty,
already
folks.
posted them, man.
I didn't watch the trailer. I watched the.
No,
gameplay.
I posted the video, a video of the comparison afterwards.
Yeah. We're going to take a little break. We're going to stop now. Perfect timing. And when we come back, we will be back with Final Fantasy VII Remake.